Hey everybody. I wanted to talk through kind of what's coming up here at Burinkan, and I'm very, very excited about this as it represents kind of the completion of a long journey for me. So I'm very excited to share this project, this process with you guys in this curriculum. So what we're about to do is release and start a 12-part program on Okinawan Goju-Ryu, with my background and Davila Sensei's background coming from multiple sources. This is essentially the Burinkan method, informed by Jundokan, Meibukan, Shodokan, Shoreikan influences, as well as the principle-driven method that I've written extensively about, and the Chinese martial arts that I've had a tremendous amount of experience with now at this point in my life. Pretty old, pretty gray, so there's a fair amount of experience to go behind that. But as this program is going to come out in 12 parts, one per kata, starting with Sanshin, then Gekusai 1, Gekusai 2, and then Tensho as the Shu phase of the project. There'll be the Ha and the Ri, which will have the other 8 levels of Q and Dan training in them. It's going to be important that you guys prepare. Well, one, let me know if you're interested, and two, if you are interested in starting this program with us, to prepare. So what I need you guys to do is make sure you guys get some jars or some dumbbells for grip training, stone lever weight like a chishi, or get like a mallet, a mini sledge or a moderately sized sledge, or build yourself a single-ended dumbbell. If you can build or buy a makiwara and have that ready, get some exercise bands in multiple resistance levels and make sure you have a good solid mount point that you can mount those to for pulling. And then also making sure that you have kind of a small set of kettlebells, or preferably some ishisashi for the training as well. As we go through knowledge elements, we'll teach you kind of what we're going to teach you, the theory behind the training, the strategy and the tactics of the style. We'll teach you about training and teaching methodologies. But then we'll teach you about attribute development in the Goju-Ryu method. That attribute development is very important to the style. It's one of the real highlights of the style. There's a lot of unique methods here, which I think are very valuable and we want to continue to pass on. And then, of course, there's body coordination, of which this is kind of a primary element for most karateka, is to develop the body coordination for correctness of movement, good posture, good power, and eventually good flow. And then where we shine is to bring the skill development aspect to that, to make sure everybody understands completely and well how to use stability, mobility, to perform takedowns, to use bridging techniques in the ukewaza, and to be able to control somebody in the right timing and in the ways that are represented by the kata movements. So obviously, getting your training equipment is super important, but a partner is by far the most important tool you'll have in your arsenal. Is a good person to work with, somebody who's going to train well. They're not competitive, they're cooperative. So super, super important. If you find a training partner, that's important. I'm going to extend the same offer that I extend in all the hybrid online learning courses, which is if you have a training partner and they want to join you in the class, there is no additional charge for that training partner to be your training partner. However, only one person gets the recorded copy of the class. So if you have a training partner who wants both to train and to receive a copy, then they'll need to register themselves. But again, to try to help people out, to reduce costs and increase availability of training partners, to really try to extend this idea that you can bring a training partner in for no additional cost with you in the classes. Okay. Each class is going to have about 50-50 solo work and partner work, at least in the beginning. That's the goal. Later, it'll move towards more partner work than that. But for solo work, obviously, we're going to have warm-ups, both traditional and modern. We're going to have attribute development, of which eventually that will move out of class time into homework time. For every class that you attend in this course, you'll be expected to practice that material 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on your own per recorded class. So these classes are not for me to sit here and count reps for you. It's for me to teach you so that you can then take the recording and go continue your training. So that's the general plan. Again, having a training partner is going to be crazy important. Let me know if you're interested. I'll put your name on the list, and then when the course is scheduled, I'll let you know when to prepare, how to pay, what the options are, and what the date and timing of the course, what the class will be. I'll try to set it for a time that most attendees can attend. I want as much live participation as possible. You get the best experience if you're there live. That way you can reduce the amount of private lessons you need. Of course, super important in all of our hybrid learning courses is that you not only do the online work, you not only do your homework, but when we set up our gatherings here in Florida, or you bring me up to host, or you host me somewhere to come in, that you get hands-on time. It's super important that you have a partner, but until you touch hands with me and I can feel it and I can put it on you, then it's not really guaranteed that we've got it all figured out over the camera, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. That's how we keep the level of quality high. And of course, you know, when talking about quality, it probably makes sense to talk about ranking as well. I do no ranking online. I only do ranking in person. So for you to attend the course, you can take as many of the courses as you want. You will not receive certification until we can do that in person. So you could take the first 3 Q levels, then come in and test for all 3 Q levels when you come in if you successfully pass. All right, let me know if you have any questions. I'll continue to post about this periodically until we actually get the course scheduled, and then we'll get started. I look forward to meeting some of you guys for the first time, and of course I know some of our existing students in other programs are interested in starting Goju-Ryu, so I'm excited to get them involved. I love the art. It's even better when you can understand it through a principle-driven skill development lens. It makes the kata make so much more sense. So the bunkai process becomes much more obvious and clear. You typically don't have to go searching for answers. The answers kind of present themselves once you know how to use the individual component techniques and maneuvers. Anyhow, take care, guys. Be well.